I can never feel less than, in any circumstance.
And I get 10,000%. He's a rookie, and a lot of people are going to say in the comment section, but this is not, and I can't emphasize this enough, this is not looking good for Shedeur. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you had a great week. Hope all of you having a great Friday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Shedeur Sanders. No introduction needed. You know who he is. You know his backstory. He's the son of Coach Prime, a.k.a. Deion Sanders. And he had a really good, I would label it as a really good collegiate career. But to a lot of people's surprise, he wound up falling in the NFL draft. We've already talked plenty about that, made numerous videos. It's still shocking to me. I definitely thought he was a late first round, second, third round pick. For sure, didn't have him falling all the way down to the fifth round. But it happened. Like we say on this channel, it is what it is. I guess some of these teams weren't too fond of him, and next thing you know, you look up, he gets selected in the fifth round with the 144th overall pick by the Cleveland Browns. Whew, that is a quarterback's nightmare. They are the Grim Reaper when it comes to quarterbacks because that's where careers go to die. It's not up for debate. The Cleveland Browns are easily the worst franchise, not just in the NFL, but in all of professional sports. It's that bad. You don't need me to sit up here and give you a recap or refresher, but they just ruin quarterbacks' careers. I'm not even going to give you all the examples. You already know. Out of all the teams in the National Football League, if you're a quarterback on draft night, this is the last team you won't call in your name. I digress. They wound up getting Shedeur Sanders, and what was really ironic about all this is they got Dillon Gabriel right before him. So everybody's like, all right, what are the Brownies doing? They already got Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Now you're getting Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders? It just didn't make any sense. But since the NFL draft, which was months ago, we haven't heard much of anything out of Sanders. He's been laying low, flying on the radar, just taking care of business, and I respect that about him. I think there's a big misunderstanding when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. He's a great guy, he's a smart individual, and he's not going to cause any problems. When you take away some of his cocky antics, and yeah, they are cocky, he really is a great dude with his head screwed on correctly. This isn't like a Johnny Manziel type of guy. Does he have a slight ego? Absolutely. But you name me a quarterback heading into the NFL that doesn't have an ego. I'll wait. I say this after draft night. I'm sure some of you saw that. If you didn't, I'm going to re-say it again because it goes hand in hand with what we're about to get into and talk about. The worst thing about Shedeur Sanders falling all the way down to the fifth round is not anything financial. It's the skin in the game. Here's what I'm talking about. When you are selected from rounds, I'll say 4 to 7 late in the NFL draft, you're already behind the 8 ball. These teams do not really care about you. They do not care if you perform because they're not paying you anything. Therefore, when teams don't really care about you, what does that equate to? Lack of opportunity. And I tried telling y'all this months ago when he got drafted. There were still some people in the comment section and tweeting at me, oh no, Matt, he's going to get a fair shot and he's going to prove wrong. No. My brother, it's not even about, oh, he's going to prove me wrong. I'm telling you, I told you back then, I'm going to continue to tell you, he's not going to get a fair shot at winning the starting job. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. The reason it can't happen is because out of these 4 guys that are battling it out for QB1, Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, and Sanders, Sanders is at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to finances. Let me explain even more. When you draft a guy in the 5th round, and let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he's a bust. I'm not even talking about Shedeur Sanders, just some random guy. No fan, no GM, nobody on the coaching staff is going to go, oh, man, that was such a terrible pick. No, that doesn't happen. Why? It's a 5th round pick. What do we say? Oh, yeah, well, he was selected late in the draft, so we didn't expect much out of him anyways. That's the mentality. Whereas, if you're selecting a guy in the 1st, 2nd, or maybe even the 3rd round, there are some expectations there. The best part about being a 1st round pick is knowing that these teams are going to give you more opportunities than anybody else. Yes, the signing bonus and the money, that's great and all, but it's more so the opportunity because where are you going to make your big money at? Your 2nd contract. I know what you're sitting here saying, Matt, what in the crap does this have to do with the video? Just hang in there. I have to give you some context before we head into the situation or you're going to be lost. So training camp for the Brownies and Sanders has recently started and he's having a hard time seeing the field. How bad is it, you may ask? Great question, my friend. I'll let you answer it. He's not even getting 1st team reps. He's throwing with the 2s. Take this for what it's worth, but Gabriel at least got some snaps with the 1s. So basing off of that logic, Gabriel is ahead of Shedeur Sanders in the quarterback race. I know you're going to have some nerd. I see you, Timothy, run to the comment section. Well, Matt, Sanders outperformed him. He went 5 for 8. That's a higher completion percentage than 4 for 8, as you see right here. Yeah, but Sanders, he didn't get reps with the ones. And I get it 10,000%. He's a rookie, and a lot of people are going to say in the comment section, but this is not, and I can't emphasize this enough, this is not looking good for Shedeur. When you are fighting for snaps in training camp, granted, not his fault or anything, it's not a recipe for success. I'll leave you with that. Do as you please with all this information I'm presenting to you. I've seen this story at least 100 times. He's going to get buried on this depth chart. He may not even take a snap this year. Somebody sent me this video of where apparently, I haven't seen, I'm just reading this off, Tony Grossi, I guess that's a reporter, asked Shedeur Sanders why he isn't getting any first team reps. So let's check this out.
Shedeur, all of us keep getting asked the same question and none of us have the answer, so maybe you could give us the answer. Why aren't you getting any reps with the ones at any point?
I don't think that's not my place, you know, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control, so I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, there's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. So whenever that is, it is. But it doesn't make me feel down, or it doesn't make me feel left out or anything, because I know who I am as a person, I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to this team. So I can never feel less than, you know, in any circumstance.
Look, I get it. You're going to have people saying, Matt's glazing, Matt's D-Ride. I'm not D-Riding. It's giving credit where credit's due, and it's showing respect. I don't understand how people hate on this guy. I get it if you like, maybe you're not a fan of him, that's cool, you're even keel, but hating on him, did you just hear that response? You hear how mature he sounds? That's one of the best responses I've ever heard. You can say he's quote-unquote media trained or whatnot, but he was the same way at Colorado. Didn't throw his coaches, teammates, anyone under the bus and just said, yep, that's not my control. I'm just taking care of what I got to take care of. What's really sad is people, especially around that Cleveland Browns franchise and organization, they are going to continue to try to ask him dumb questions like this. You knew the answer, whoever asked this question. You knew the answer, and you knew the truth before you even asked it. So here's my question to you. Why ask? Come on, man. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to put two and two together. You know why he wasn't getting reps with the ones? I know they don't have an official depth chart listed, or at least I don't think they do, but if they did, he's QB4, and he is their 5th round pick. If you got to ask me, I think he should be, we're not even talking about starting week 1. I'm talking about just getting reps with the ones. I do. I think he's already better than Dylan Gabriel. But here's the other thing. Joe Flacco is about to retire. He's on his last leg, quite literally. And Kenny Pickett is awful. It would make a little bit more sense if the Browns had well-established guys ahead of them, but they don't. And as where it looks right now, it looks like Gabriel or Flacco is going to be the day 1 starter. I have a hard time believing they're going to roll with Kenny Pickett, because we all know Pickett, he's bunzos. Although I would give Sanders a chance, we know that's not going to happen like I've already established. So the next best thing that could happen for Shedeur, stay with me now, is the Browns trade him. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to think about it. Even if the starter, let's say it's Flacco, gets hurt, Shedeur Sanders still ain't going to go in the ball game. I like Shedeur. I'm rooting for him, wishing him the best of luck. But I would just hate to see his career slowly but surely die out in Cleveland. Worst case scenario is he wastes 3 to 4 years there when they could have been traded him to another team. I did think this was worth talking about. I'm really curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But